This not even funny, but the moment I heard Mashit and Lauderhill, Florida, I thought Jamaican. Yeah, that story here, Jamaican men. Alright people, here one. So here goes the story. The story says that, let me read it to you. The father is accused. The headline says, Dad will remain in jail on charges of hacking girls with machete. But you must hear the backstory to this, because it's a Jamaican man and a Jamaican woman, but it happened in the US. Wrong place for it to happen too, because you already know how they deal with domestic violence perpetrators. So Jamaica can look forward to this madman coming back to Jamaica sometime soon, unless he has his citizenship here, and then it's going to be a fight. Anyhow, the father is accused of slashing his 10-year-old daughter and his 17-year-old stepdaughter with a machete, and he will remain in custody at the Broward County Jail without bond on charges that include attempted murder. The story along. Watch this. So, at his first court appearance Saturday, Dennis Anthony Reed stood stoic and started staring blankly to his left as Broward Judge Bernard Robert set his bond at $50,000 on each of the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. So his bond is set at $100,000 US. Reed was also ordered not to contact the girls who remain. The girls are now in Broward Health Medical Center and they are in serious condition. People saying he sliced them, but I'm saying it was a chop. But you know, Yankee talk, them not use the word chop more and so. While Reed was learning his fate, their mother, the girl's mother, had visited the girls in the hospital. When reached at home about 11:30 a.m. Saturday, she said that she did not know when the 2 girls would be well enough to return home. She declined to comment any further, and she would not give the names or anything else about the girls. Alright, so there were 8 vehicles parked outside their Lauderhill home. One woman who drove up said that she's a relative who came into town to join other relatives and friends and bring some support to the family. Reed had shown up Friday. Listen to this. Reed had shown up Friday to take care of the children while their mother was getting ready to fly to Jamaica. So the mom is going to be flying to Jamaica and she's leaving the 2 girls in this man's care. This is the person she's leaving the children with while she flies to Jamaica. But that visit turned violent. Just a few hours later, the dad grabbed a machete, or machete as y'all call it in the US. The dad grabbed a machete or machete, and that was over a foot long, and started slashing the children, police says. The girl's 7-year-old sister, she witnessed the whole entire thing, even though she was not harmed. One of them was 17 and I believe the other one was 10 years old. Those 2 he went after and slashed them up. And I have pictures of them getting in the ambulance. Her head is bandaged up, so obviously somebody get cut in the head and all this. Police say that they don't even know what set Reed off. We know what set him off. Stay tuned. Alright? So the neighbors in Lauderhill heard screaming and they called 911 that Friday morning. We received a frantic phone call stating that there was an individual that was chopping up some females next door, said Lieutenant Michael Santiago, a Fort Lauderdale police spokesman. The machete resembled the kind that is used to chop sugarcane or to crack open coconuts. You see how they relate that to we? Chop sugarcane, Jamaica, crack coconuts, Jamaica. Santiago said Reed slashed the 10-year-old on her neck. Police said the 17-year-old was more seriously injured, suffering cuts to her head, her hand, and her wrist. So he was trying to chop the 17-year-old in her head and she put up her hand and she get chopped on the hand, the wrist, and her head. It's devastating, Santiago said. There were some serious, severe injuries. The attack in the home happened while the children's mom was upstairs. She heard her daughter screaming coming from downstairs and she rushed to their aid. When she confronted Reed, he threatened to chop her up too. Then he ran off, tossing the machete on the lawn next to the sidewalk, the police said. Reed is 47 years old and he later turned himself in at the Broward County Jail. He is being held there on 2 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. Him now come out. 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. $100,000, $50,000 on each count. So it's $200,000 is his bond. Anyways, both girls who underwent surgery are in stable condition at the moment, the detective said, and they are interviewing the 7-year-old who saw everything. But they might not figure out exactly what sparked the attack until the older girls are coherent enough to give a statement, because right now them under anesthesia, so they want to make sure they're able to speak out without being interrupted by medicine. Police don't yet know the specifics of Reed's relationship to the mother, but Santiago said that they have a history of domestic disputes and they weren't on great terms recently. Now, some woman so loose. This is someone you have a history of domestic disputes with, documented by police department, and that alone tells me he probably has his U.S. citizenship, because if he didn't, he probably would have been gone already. Cause one domestic abuse incident and they start that deportation paperwork if you have a green card, right? So the police is saying that they have a history of domestic disputes, violent domestic disputes, and they were not on great terms recently. But this is the person that you are going to leave to take care of your girls while you go away to Jamaica. This story gets more funnier. Listen up. Still, Reed was involved in the girls' lives and he planned to care for them while their mom was in Jamaica. He doesn't live with them, but he showed up at the 2-story house between 6 and 7 a.m. Friday, police said. Police don't yet know whether Reed brought the machete to the house or he found the machete there at the house. The home is situated on the 1100 block of Northeast 44th Terrace. Them give the whole address: north of Sunrise Boulevard and east of Florida's Turnpike. That is smack dead in a Jamaican community in Lauderhill. The mom was not the mom was not injured. She doesn't know what prompted the situation to get to that point, the police said. Police have enough information to charge Reed right now. Reed was booked into the jail last Friday night. He did not give a statement to the police. He's saying he's not talking to nobody. And according to the arrest report referenced in court Saturday morning, Reed has faced traffic infractions in Broward County on charges of running a red light on camera in 2012 and making an improper U-turn in 2015. Macy Anderson, who is 72 years old, has lived in the neighborhood most of her life. She walked over to the crime scene, which was surrounded by yellow police tape. She was shocked by what she saw. I don't like to see things happen like this, she said. God help us. Alright, so there's a follow-up to this story because everybody wants to know, did he just lose his damn mind and just went off and start chop up the kids? I mean, they made an agreement for him to watch the kids while she goes to Jamaica. Alright, here it is. They made an agreement for him to watch the kids while she goes to Jamaica, right? And I'm saying to myself, if you and the man are upon good terms, why are you leaving your girl picnic them with this man? You see, some women, they will put everything above the happiness of their children and the security, safety of their children. And when you ask them, let them tell it, you would think they're the best moms in the world. But behind closed doors is some doo-doo ass mummies, right? Anyhow, as fate would have it, this is how it all went. It turns out that what the truth was is he found out that his ex-wife had remarried, is what the cop said. Now remember, in the first one just now, it says they don't know, right? Dad, who slashed the girls with machete, had found out his ex-wife remarried, cop said. So with that said right there, that was what set him off. Crazy as hell story, if you ask me. Now here we go, and here we have another, this is another case of another Jamaican man that does not want to let go. And the funny thing is, they're not even in Jamaica, they're in the US. And they're in the US, they're away from Jamaica, and it's still happening. So that theory that it's something in the food that's being imported into the country of Jamaica is kind of debunked, because it seems like Jamaicans are doing this even while living in foreign countries for years. We could more go off of maybe something in the vaccinations that somehow over time develops into, or we can just say is a wicked ratted man and that's it. Narcissistic, controlling, crazy. Don't want to let the woman go. It's your ex-wife, right? It's crazy. Dad, who slashed girls with machete, found out his ex-wife had remarried. So she was hiding that information from him apparently. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm getting that he found out that she had remarried. She was trying to hide it from him and use him to take care of the kids while she's in Jamaica on vacation with her new husband, probably trying to get her new husband to come up here to live in the States. And this man is probably feeling used. But at the end of the day, in any event, this is not your woman anymore. This is your ex. So if she want to move on and remarry, not true? Alright, so we don't know his status. Right now they're saying that he will remain in jail. We don't know his status. All we know is that he's been charged, he has been arraigned, he will remain in jail, and that's how we have it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I want to know, why do these men actually go after the children instead? Because if he find out that she got remarried, right, and she's using you, she about to go on leave and go to Jamaica, because she was packing, she was in the process of packing to leave for Jamaica. She's upstairs in the house, the kids are downstairs with him. These are the same kids that you are going to leave in his company, and him just draw machete and just start cutting these kids. I'm thinking he probably overheard a conversation from upstairs. Or I'm thinking one of the kids probably told him that mom's going to stay with her husband or something. Mom's going to be with her new husband. How you feel about that or whatever? And he must say, which new husband? Mom got remarried. You don't know that? You know, kids say things. especially when they don't know that they're not supposed to say things or who they're supposed to say and not supposed to say. One bag of mix up. One bag of mix up. Anyhow, I want to see where this goes. So I will be staying close to this story as well to see if he gets out or if he goes to prison and he is sentenced. And let me end this video by saying this. I put up a video on Instagram yesterday where I said, don't love anybody else more than how you love yourself. Because I have seen children, parents sign over all their belongings to their children, to include their house, their property, everything. And then these children stick them in a nursing home and leave them there and don't even come to visit them, right? And this all the stuff that they worked hard for their whole life. Just give to that picnic. And they turn their backs on them. It's the same way that I look at a relationship like this. If you're a heterosexual man, you're a straight man, you can't love a woman so much. That's not love. You can't love a woman so much or allow yourself to do stupid stuff like start slice up the kids them with a machete, or chop up the woman or kill the woman, and then you end up in a homosexual situation. Because that's what I call prison. When a man is standing behind me with rubber gloves on, ready to run his finger up my crack and telling me to bend down and squat and spread my ass cheeks and cough harder, and then he's telling me I'm butt naked, strip everything off. A man, I tell you, a man is commanding you. This is the situation you've now put yourself in. What about it is not homosexual? A man is commanding you to shower. A man is commanding you to strip and bend over and squat and pull your ass cheeks apart using both hands so he can look up in your body hole. A man is telling you he's going to lock you in a cell and does lock you in a cell for 23 hours a day with another man that you have to sit there and smell when this other man is shitting and there isn't adequate ventilation for the smell to go through. You're pissed off just because he might have run belly and you have to stay there and smell it and hear the sounds. And he's pissed off because he has to smell every one of your farts and hear the sounds of you. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Walk away. Love yourself enough to consider all those things and know that no matter what the current situation is, it gets greater later. Walk away. You can go find somebody else and be okay. But I have a feeling that people that do these things, they weren't going to find anybody better until they themselves better themselves. Know what I'm saying? Leave your comments in the comment section below. But me know from me here, Machete and Lauderhill, Florida, I knew it was a Jamaican story. I'm out. Peace.